Welcome to Tripping Over 60.
We're Jim and Linda Ryan, a couple of baby boomers who've caught the travel bug.
Come with us on our adventure
As we move to Wilka-Haslau, Germany, to begin a new life and a new dream.
While we were working on our kitchen, we set up a makeshift kitchen in the dining room. It's early morning here at the Ryan family reunion. Let's peek in and see how Frühstück is coming along. Ah, Andy's up and ready to go. And Megan's got the salami well under control here.
where's all of the tea at? Does anybody want tea? And we got instant coffee here. And let's see, where's the tea?
Once we finished the kitchen, we tackled the dining room by tearing down wallpaper and repairing walls.
Of course, this was a three-person operation, with Fritz supervising the entire time.
The dining room has beautiful crown moldings, and I got to work painstakingly hand painting it. Fortunately, the dining room required minimal work, but lots of time. We're pretty happy to finally have our dining room back.
In this Part 2 section of our trip to the Netherlands, we will visit Delft and Arnheim.
Followed by a trip to the open-air folk museum.
After 3 or 4 trips of wanting to see Delft, we finally made it. We are here, so join us and we will check it out together.
Currently, the Delft train station is under reconstruction. So we're standing up here on an overpass to get from one side of the train station to the other. Once again, we look around and we're reminded this is definitely a bicycling country.
This is a parking lot, Netherlands style. They say there's more bicycles in the Netherlands than people. I'm inclined to agree with them. But those bikes sure do come in handy for transporting all of life's necessities.
We decided to take a little break here and do something we seldom do. We're actually setting up this video camera. Actually, it's sitting in the basket of somebody's bicycle, and we're keeping a very close eye on it. We're having a little lunch break and just taking in the sights. We're here in Delft. It's just beautiful. Are you enjoying yourself?
Yes.
So we're going to eat a little more, and then we're going to go ahead and take a walk over into the marketplace. These are really good. These are ham and cheese croissant things. Lekker, lekker.
This is a little outdoor vegetable stand here in the old center section.
In Delft.
In Delft. These are very typical all through Europe, and the produce is really fresh. Take a look at some of this. Look at the size of these artichokes and the cherries. Oh my, my. All of it looks so good.
I think we found one of the main canals, don't you?
Yes, I think so. But there's an interesting observation here. Apparently, most of the shops do not open up until around noon or early afternoon, and here it's about 10:30, so it's very quiet. Only restaurants are open. And kids going off to school.
We've also noticed that the TI, the Tourist Information Center, is right over there. And that's where we're going to head next to get some more information. We just got done eating, turned the corner and started to walk along. I don't think Delft is just ours anymore. I do believe the tour buses have begun to arrive. Delft is one of those really great little towns where there's not a lot of sights to be seen. But it's one of those places that you say, I could live here. And I look at this and I think, I could live here.
It's too expensive.
It's too expensive everywhere. But this is a nice little expensive alternative.
Hey, did you just hear all of the church bells? It's 11 o'clock.
I know, time to move on. Goodbye, little house that could have been mine. We're getting closer to the old church, but as we're walking along...
We have an interesting observation here. In Holland, the streets and sidewalks are paved with brick in a herringbone or running bond pattern, whereas most of Europe, it's cobblestone, which is very hard on the feet.
Once upon a time, we walked everywhere, but every now and then we prefer to utilize Europe's excellent public transportation system. Plus, it preserves our shoes.
We're at another canal in Delft. They're very pretty. They're quite shallow, and I think it's because it's this time of the year. We're getting quite a bit of algae floating on the water. It kind of detracts a little bit from the appearance, but there's water lilies and swans and ducks and things like that, but it's still very, very pretty here.
And of course, all of the bicycles. And we thought it was interesting that apparently this is what happens when you don't park your bike legally. We're going to go ahead and head down this road now, see what there is to see.
What we see is a sign that says Factory Delftware.
Ooh, yes, we need to visit that place.
Delftware is the traditional blue and white pottery of the region, and it includes plates, ornaments, vases, and much more.
To check whether your Delftware is authentic and collectible, just turn the piece over and look for the brand Delft's Blauwe or Delft Blue. Today we're in Arnheim in the Netherlands. This is near the German border. We decided to stop here because of the Dutch Open Air Museum, which we'd really wanted to see. Arnheim is also of interest to us because, being kind of World War II geeks, we know about Operation Market Garden, which took place around here. The Rhine River is right over there. There's a museum there that we're heading for, but right now we're just kind of taking in the sights. Unfortunately, in Rick Steve's books, he kind of dismisses Arnheim as not being rather exciting. I think he refers to it as a dreary urban city, but I don't think this is particularly dreary. We've got to get back to it now because life will not begin until Jim has a new hat pin, so that's the next thing we need to do.
And this is the bridge over the Rhine River where in 1944 there was a fierce battle between the English forces and the German forces. The battle, known as Operation Market Garden, lasted just a few days.
But ultimately it proved to be a failed attempt by the Allies to open Germany's Ruhr area and to end the war early.
Now the plan was for American and British airborne divisions to land and secure 5 Dutch bridges.
10,000 Allies landed at Arnhem, 1,400 were killed, and more than 6,000 captured.
In 1978, the film A Bridge Too Far told the story of the Battle of Arnhem.
The Gothic-style Grootkirk is 93 meters tall and is the largest building in Arnhem. It was first constructed in the mid-15th century. The top of the spire offers visitors a panoramic city view.
During Operation Market Garden, the church was destroyed by fire and the tower collapsed completely. Today, the church serves as a monument to the soldiers of World War II and is no longer used for religious services.
The Open-Air Folk Museum outside of Arnhem is a real treat. It offers visitors a glimpse of everyday Dutch life for the wealthy, middle class, and poor from the 1700s to the early 1900s.
This is a very large park, as you can see. We're heading up to another corner of it. There's more than 100 exhibits here. Most of them are all restored buildings. We won't have time to show you all of them, but it's well worth the visit here, and it's very enjoyable.
And what could possibly be at the end of that road up there?
We're looking for the beer brewery. They make a special beer here. Let's go.
Wait for me.
This is what the inside of an old brewery from the 17 and 1800s looked like. They roasted the barley and the malt, added the water, let it ferment. This looks like a hard job.
Oh, but just think there's beer at the end of the day.
Yes, that's what kept you going.
Here inside the bee house, you can see all the little bees, just as busy as can be. They've been outside in the bee garden, where they have flowers that attract the bees 3 seasons out of 4. They've come into this house through this little pipeline, and they're in here creating all kinds of honey. When we look over onto this side, we can really see the activity.
And you can see all of the different shapes of the beehives that they have used over the years.
This is some very popular turf here. We're here in the oil pressing mill. They've got it set so that it runs. Here it works off of horsepower. The horse goes around and around and around, presses it down.
And this was for pressing different seeds and things like that to extract the oils out of them, rather than for grinding wheat for flour.
Somehow this is not at all like pushing a couple of buttons and
This-
adding some powder.
This must have been really hard work for the women. No wonder the rich had the poor do the laundry. Let's move on to the next spot.
Look at the steam coming up from here. This must be how they kept the water hot.
These big tubs had a big paddle in them, and they were turned by a series of cogs and wheels, and a horse pulled it to turn it.
One of the things that we read that we thought was interesting is the fact that wealthy families who had lots of underwear and linens sometimes only had enough laundry to send over maybe every 3 months. So there must have been quite a warehouse of them. Apparently the laundry owner and family lived in this same building. This might be them. I think I might look like that if I did laundry all day long too.
And the little window here, they could look out and make sure that the workers were staying busy, not goofing time. This is the home of the Honing family. It dates from 1740, and it was relocated here in 1938. They were very prosperous, as you can see from all of the Delft tile work and things. This is their office where business was conducted. They dealt in all types of seeds and seed oils and things like that.
We're still in the same house. Now we're into the dining room area. We really like that piece of furniture. If anyone's looking for a Christmas gift for us. Apparently we're back in the kitchen now. This has faux painting on the floor.
And it was also the servants' quarters. This is still part of the Honing house on the back side. It was quite large.
As you can see, life was very different for the wealthy, the tradesmen, and the poor classes.
At the end of the day, we were thankful to get back to modern Dutch life and tasty food.
Eventually, it was time to say goodbye to Holland.
Till next time, of course.
We hope you've enjoyed touring the Netherlands with us. The weather's been beautiful and we've had a great time.
Join us again next time for more travels and restoration work on Rittergut.
But until then,
I'm Jim,
I'm Linda.
and we're tripping over 60.